Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your bro, hope you're doing well, and in this video we're going to discuss some basic mouse events in JavaScript, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Alright, well, here's how to detect mouse events. There is a built-in method of elements named addEventListener. We can listen for a type of event to occur, and then call a function. We can pass in a callback function, an arrow function, whatever. So first we'll need an element to work with, so within our HTML document, let's create a basic div tag with a unique ID of my div, then close it, and save. Alright, so let's give this div tag some unique properties. Let's create a box, and we can interact with the box via mouse events. So I'll create a constant div equals document dot query selector, then pass in as an argument the ID of your div tag, which was hashtag my div. Alright, so we have a constant named div. Let's change some of the CSS properties. Div dot style, and I will change the background color to maybe gray. And we'll need to change the width and height as well. So div dot style dot width, maybe 200 pixels. And the height, div dot style dot height equals 200 pixels. So we should have a gray square within our web page. Now let's add an event listener. We just have to follow this formula. So we need an element, add event listener, a type, and then a function. So our element is div dot add event listener. We'll pass in a type of event. Let's listen for a mouse click. So within quotes, click, comma, then a function. For simplicity, I'm going to add an arrow function. So E will be the arguments, arrow. Then what do we want to do? We can place that within a set of curly braces. I would like to display whatever E is, console.log E, and we'll take a look at this. And if I were to click within the square, this will display the mouse event that occurred. This is a mouse event object, and it has a bunch of different properties that you might find useful, like where you clicked within the square, there's a timestamp, toElement, stuff like that. So this is a mouse event object. Now let's display maybe just a message, like you clicked the mouse. So now when I click within the square, it will display this message, you clicked the mouse. Within the curly braces of this arrow function, we can do something else too. Let's change the background color of our div tag. So I will copy all of this, and let's change this to maybe, what about yellow? That's an annoying color. So when I click within the square, it will change the background color to yellow, and that kind of hurts my eyes, so let's get rid of that. Now the next event is mouse down. So let's copy what we have. We're only really going to make one change, and place this within one giant comment. Okay, so mouse down will be the type of event. You are holding the mouse down. And let's change the color to, what about red? Okay, then save. If I were to hold down the mouse, it will display you're holding down the mouse. Then there is a separate event for mouse up if you let go of the mouse. So let's copy this and change one thing, mouse up. You let go of the mouse. You let go of the mouse. And let's change the color back to gray. All right, so I'm holding down, but I'm not letting go. The color is red, and I'm going to let go in 3, 2, 1, 0. And it's back to gray. You let go of the mouse. So that is mouse down and mouse up. What about a double click? Well, there's an event for that. So let's copy one of these blocks of code, change the event to DBL, click. Let's change the text. You double clicked. And I'll change the background color to purple. Okay, so if I click once, nothing happens, but if I double click, well then that will execute this function. You double clicked, and it will change the background color. Now this next one is odd. If you right click and open this context menu, well there's an event for that. So let's copy one of these blocks again, and this is context menu. Let's change the text to you opened the context menu. And we don't really need to change the color. So let me get rid of that. So I'm going to save, then right click, you opened the context menu. This next one's a good one. We can detect to see if we enter the area of an element. So we can use the mouse over event for that. So let's change this to mouse over. You entered the square. Okay, so if I were to take my cursor and enter the area, well then this will execute that function. You entered the square. So what if we leave? Well, there's another type of event for that. So that would be mouse leave. And we'll change this back to gray. You left the square. Okay, so I'm entering, now I'm leaving. Entering, leaving, entering, leaving. You get the idea. Here's the last type of mouse event that we'll discuss, mouse move. Our element can detect to see if there's mouse movement. So mouse move. And we don't really need this. You are within the square. Okay, so if I were to move my mouse through my square, you can see that these notifications are starting to pile up. So an element can detect mouse movement too. All right, everybody, so those are some basic mouse events. We can detect clicks, mouse down, mouse up, double clicks, opening the context menu, hovering over an element, leaving that element, and detecting to see if there's movement within an element. So I will post all of this code to the comment section down below. If you can, give this video a thumbs up, leave a random comment down below, and as always, subscribe if you'd like to become a fellow bro.